Hello everyone, and welcome to the Drone Harmony tutorial series. In this video, we're going to plan and execute a very simple drone modeling flight with Drone Harmony. If you haven't already watched our intro to the Drone Harmony interface video, I suggest you start there before we start diving in. Now, Drone Harmony is designed to fly incredibly complex areas for 2D modeling, 3D modeling, waypoint missions, and more. But I decided that it would be a good idea to start with a very simple basic mission for instructional purposes so that you can get familiar and comfortable with Drone Harmony's overall interface. In the case of the image that you're seeing on screen right now, this is an actual client location where we're doing several different flights for the client. In the case of today's video, what we're going to do is actually block out an area for doing a simple 2D model with Drone Harmony. So over on the left-hand side, we have the Polygon Tool, which I'm going to go ahead and click on, and now you see a polygon symbol and a circle symbol. I'm going to select the polygon symbol, and now you can see that it's shaded blue. What we're going to do next is actually tap out a polygon area. So I just tapped, and you'll see one waypoint on screen right now. I'm going to tap to the west, and let's go ahead and go north. And finally, we're going to come over to this roadway, and we're going to reconnect with that original area. Once I've completed my polygon, you can see that it's asking me how high is the elevation, and we can actually set different heights for different types of flight plans. In the case of this flight plan being a very simple plan, we're going to do this as a 2D orthomosaic model. So I'm going to select 0 feet above ground level for this blocked out area, and we'll go ahead and stay with the blue coloring that Drone Harmony has offered us on this one. So we're now looking at the mapping area, and we see our blue almost square with 0 feet above ground level. Now we can trace around buildings that are taller than 0 feet above ground level, and in future installments of this web series we will be doing more complicated areas with structures, but let's start it incredibly simple today with just blocking out an area for flight to do a two-dimensional model for the client. Now over on the left-hand side, there's nothing else I need to do. I've already created my polygon. And so what I'm going to do next, on the lower left corner, we have a 3D modeling area. When we click on that, it shows us that this area that we have picked out is not discernible from the ground at all. So we don't really have anything to show in 3 dimensions. On the upper left, there is an arrow back that's going to take us back to our main interface. And what we're going to do next, over on the bottom right-hand side, is we're going to add a flight plan. So I just tapped on that plus symbol, and as you can see, we have a couple of options offered to us right now. So we can do a top-down, which will cover the area that we've selected. We could do a multi-grid, so north-south, east-west, to actually fill in any gaps if we were looking to go more toward a 3D model. In the case of this simple example, we're going to do a top-down, but I thought I'd show you some of the other options as well, because we can work with terrain that's above our starting ground level. And first, we'd actually need to get some terrain in. We'll also cover that in upcoming video episodes as well. We also have a top-down sampling. And if we go over to inspection, you'll notice all of these are kind of grayed out. And there's a reason. It's because the area that we're flying, we didn't suggest was above ground level. So we're not covering any kind of 3-dimensionality. So if you're looking to do 3D modeling, when you block out your areas, most likely you're going to want to use inspection or perimeter as well. But let's go back to mapping here. And there we go. And we're going to select a top-down flight suitable for creating orthomosaic images. Now, Drone Harmony is asking to set the liftoff point, and I'm going to tap that right into the driveway area here. So there we go. We've tapped that in. I'm hitting next, and we're going to use the same as the liftoff area. Now, It's showing us the top-down area, and as you can see, no three-dimensionality there. How high do we want to fly above the ground level? So we're going to set this to 200 feet above ground level. On the left-hand side, you now see that Drone Harmony is showing us what the flight is going to look like, and also where the camera is going to be pointing down as it's moving along the flight paths. All right, so under our top down, we have 200 feet above ground level. The image resolution is going to be approximately 0.79 inches per pixel. And we have compute optimal flight direction turned on. The next item over on the top of this screen is overlap. So let's go ahead and tap on overlap. Since we're only doing a two-dimensional orthomosaic model, we don't have to have as heavy an overlap as doing 3D models. So I think 60% and 60% is going to work fine for this particular flight. Waypoint distance, approximately 78.85 feet each. Let's go over to advanced very quickly. And we need to select our camera profile. We'll be using the DJI Mavic Pro with this flight. And we're going to keep the gimbal pitched down straight 90 degrees because we're not trying to get any three-dimensionality in this either. Down in the lower right corner, we're going to go ahead and hit the generate button. So now, as you see, nothing really looks like it's changed. We've got our blocked out area around the ranch property that we'll be flying. Over on the right-hand side, though, you will notice a plus 200 feet and with an arrow down. If I click on that, it shows us our exact flight, where our images are going to be taken, and what elevation they're going to be taken from, 200 feet above ground level. If we needed to change anything in this, over on the left-hand side, we do have a lasso tool where we could select specific areas. We also have an info box, and so this is telling us the camera we're going to be using is the DJI Mavic Pro. Waypoint count is 111. The flight length is 10,236 feet. Waypoint density is every 81.5 feet. And there we go. We've got an image count of approximately 109 images. So we're fairly set to go, but right now we're not connected up to the drone and we're not at that location. Over in the bottom right-hand corner, take a look and you'll see a play button. If we were connected to the drone, we could actually tell it to play this mission and it would fly the drone. So there we go. That's looking like the flight we want to perform. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and click the play icon in the bottom right of the app screen. After hitting the play button, we still have several menus pre-flight. We're not done setting up quite yet. When we're in the field, we have a few more moments before the drone is going to launch. We'll set the flight speed to about 10 miles per hour, and we're also going to select precise images, not stopping. We'll go with the defaults for the rest of the items on this screen. After hitting the next button, we'll set our return to home altitude at 98 feet, and we'll set our end of mission action to auto land. We'll select next. Now we see our flight path, what it's going to look like in 3D. This screen will become much more informative when we start flying for 3D models with Drone Harmony. All right, let's go to the next screen. And let's go ahead and hit the next button once again. Right now it looks like we're ready to fly. Flight mode is correct, satellite count is good, and the drone activation state is activated. So let's go ahead and hit that launch drone button in the middle of the screen there. And once we hit the launch drone button, it says launching flight plan. You'll also notice over on the right-hand side, there is a status bar of the plan being uploaded. It takes a moment or two, and there it goes. We have success, so we're waiting for the drone to auto take off. The drone is starting itself up. We actually see our first-person view on camera as the drone is lifting away. You'll also notice on the top bar, we've got some probably familiar icons up there. We're in P mode. We've got 16 or 17 satellites. We've got our battery percentage, how much room has been taken up on our SD card. And now we've also got our flight speed and our flight elevation, as well as the gimbal down tilt. Finally, we've also got our latitude and longitude. So the drone is now moving in to get ready to start shooting images. We can use the first-person view screen the entire time, watching our flight and being sure to also keep the flight within visual line of sight. But we can close down the FPV view. Now, pulling up the flight screen, the actual planning screen, we can actually see the drone down in the bottom almost center. You can see the drone moving along, and you can also see the camera icons of where each photo has been taken. So you can watch that first person view, or you can watch this map area view to show you how far along in progress the drone is. So the drone is functioning exactly as we want it to, capturing each of the images one at a time. And we're going to let the drone run through to the end of this mission. So it's got a long way to go. So we're going to cut this off here, and we'll pick up right as the drone is finishing out its flight. And the flight mission is just about completed. Once completed, the drone will return to the landing position designated at the start of your flight. Thanks for watching this Drone Harmony tutorial, and be sure to subscribe to be notified when new tutorials about Drone Harmony are available.